across the board for Blue Water of how I guess the question is, how comfortable are you playing these roles right now, and will it work? FlyQuest though don't want to be flustered by this new compositional change. They want to bring the aggression out first, so they're about to go for a triple pop into Sands if they can. Actually, it's all guns out, no flash to peek out. They're just letting here Blue Water play the contact up.
Avery see the cross. Oh, okay. Avery tagged and not scared. FlyQuest did just slow walk up towards them, and Edith is gonna just hold it so they can play off of their teammates. That almost gonna boil down the pistol. But now, Blue Water just follow through on the headway that May has made as new duelist. We have another duelist. We have another chamber player. Like, Blue Water has so much agent overlap.
Right now, these two players on the A site, they have to do their darnest to try to stall this plant. They have it with snake bites. They have it with one salvo, and they're hoping to force the TP back through Sands. And if they can, then at least those three players from FlyQuest are there the whole time. Now, please smoke that out so you can go for the flank.
All right, you have May heating up towards the side, and Oasis goes to check out U-Haul. Goes head first into a shorty, and FlyQuest are jumping out. The Ghost doing all the talking here for Ev, and Sin trades out beautifully. Double kill now with U-Haul control, but with barely anybody to spare if you're Blue Water, and Solo swings into a 1v3, and Madison has to watch this all break down. FlyQuest will get the pistol.
Yeah, again, because those three players were down towards Sands, I was like, they got to make some sort of play. They got to try to trap Avery and try to take them down, because they've now given up their surprise element, and they've held that angle the whole time. And I'm like, crap, they're losing so much timing. They're allowing now Blue Water to flood towards this A site, and you need it now, Ev and Nelly, to step up, and step up they did. Not only that, they even denied the U-Haul pressure that Blue Water was trying to bring in the first place, and not even allowing Blue Water to get a plant at all. So they didn't even need to force the TV back towards Sands. FlyQuest are able to win another great pistol round to start.
Ooh. Thea has stepped it up so much since Split. Like, IGL tax who? Like, this is such a well-rounded roster now, and with the anti-ego and first blood in their favor. Oh, as the smoke came up, you saw a dashing Waylay come in your direction with a shorty. And Ev, as dependable as ever, not letting Blue Water get a leg up at all on this eco. But hey, stacked up together, it's the best situation you can be in if you're Blue Water. At least hope to trade and get any kind of upgrade, but as soon as, I mean, Melly or anyone steps into this U-Haul, I was thinking about the Judge, but the Judge is anywhere but close by. Ev could easily evacuate here the U-Haul, but just gonna wait for them to exit at any point.
Yeah, crabbing towards U-Haul, they spotted at least the Clove still holding there for FlyQuest, and then now you force the plant, salvos to try to deny, and now you flood back into the U-Haul control.
For the Cope is Blue Water technically have a 3 versus 3 on this site until reinforcements come back in, but now it's just about playing time.
No
and
way.
He just
Insane.
spams through the wall. What is that read? And now the the last position of the U-Haul, and oh my god, the nade. So well placed, so clinical for FlyQuest to get a flawless anti-eco.
Yeah, I don't want to count my chickens before they hatch, because we saw two very strong pistols to an anti-eco on that second round of Breeze before, and then suddenly Blue Water is able to play a slow tempo, insert some players in the right spots, and then just win these rounds. And that's kind of like interesting too, in terms of how Blue Water are approaching these maps. You pull out these comps where, okay, they're pulling double duelists. It should be quite fast. It should be explosive. They play quite slow. They're winning these rounds off the slow tempo that they're bringing out here with these supposed to be aggressive comps. This could be very similar views right now, especially with May going as this Waylay. It could be just one of those moments where you create a diversion and you're forcing FlyQuest to overextend to find info in the mid-round.
It's only been 10-ish days since Blue Water last played this map too, in that quarterfinal, so looking up something special for FlyQuest, but now it's time to deliver on the first rifle round here for Blue Water, as the drone is going to spot the 2. Shot down. Blaze from this Tejo are really good at denying the shower's position, so Blue Water will frustrate themselves to go another path.
Poison's on.
Just gonna slam back through when this orb comes down.
Oh, Melia. Oh, you've seen her pull off magic with the judge. It catches too. Look at the towards U-Haul. Also tagged up a third, Avery at 20 HP. No escape in sight, it's feeling like. And I don't know how you press against this judge. As Avery tries to draw it, you kill it. Melia's going for another ace with the judge. Make it a ghost at the end, but still disgusting.
Yeah, that this time was ridiculous. Because this was a gun round 2 for Blue Otter. And somehow she finds the timing through the attacker's wall, should I say, from Madison. Everybody's looking towards that right side. And that is the issue, too, of trying to play contact. Right? You're not trying to throw any eyes or any prowlers as you're trying to scale up because you don't want to give your position away. Yet you've already made a lot of noise towards showers in the first place. So if you're trying to pivot back, you know there's already going to be, what, 2 players heavy on showers. You could try to add a little bit more fast tempo pressure into short so that at least you play power of numbers as you flood across. But, I mean, it's hard to call that out, too, because you're putting yourself in the shoes of Blue Water. You have no idea if there's a judge playing on the side of the other side of the wall. Your call is to walk to try to surprise player who have been playing quite passively inside U-Haul, and you're trying to punish that. So good on FlyQuest, at least, to change around their positionings on the defense on that round.
Melia can get an orb too, since they have a stronger buy, or, you know, just stick to killing, because that's what FlyQuest are so good at if you just look at the tally right now. And Blue Water gets suffocated early, and that makes them kind of behind on the ult cycles. So that's how the streak can kind of really swell for FlyQuest. Just thinking back on the Pearl start, for example, where it was 5-0, and good footing so far for FlyQuest, and should be good round for them again. Blue Water, though, will take a lot of space through showers, despite being conditioned that Ev was lurking around and throwing bots and rockets. And Blue Water, they just addressed the problem head on. Got a good position and need different angles around A if that's the site they want to end at.
Loss of dash, too, when you're taking forward position with the Bucky, so you can't really go anywhere, aggro anymore. Sin's just trying to find some sort of timing. So you have to make this noise on the A side. You're hoping for a rotate, but look at that, staying stoic or FlyQuest. Even though Sin slipped the net, Jazzican not moving is still a good angle for her to win the fight, and there you go. You see it happen off screen.
Executed.
May blocked by Ev hearing those steps. It's unfortunate this lurk isn't working out for Blue Water, but you were you were tempering your expectations too, coming in with a lot of shares and whatnot. Jazzykins with the second, standing on top of the box, repositions. Blue Water gonna try and clear it through, and power of friendship is what wins here. Jazzykins locks a 3K for that round, 4-0 for FlyQuest.
Yeah, Jazzican still has the same reaction time as when she first started with Magical. Like tight angles being held and still lands lasers right there through the wall too. All bullets connecting through the wall for the headshot. Very nice. Again, anti-eco, but still anti-eco going into rounds where, you know, Sin as with a headhunter could be very nasty with it.
I need anyone from Blue Water to be nasty. But now we have rifles, ideally.
Hopefully they turn it around. But we went from what, outlaw to off for the side of Edith.
A is a very in-your-face duelist so far, from my impression, but he kind of that opener. They've been caught off guard by navigating through the smokes and flashed up with nowhere to go. Blue Water exchanged their way through it and still keep legs from underneath them. Now with the spike, they can truck on through towards B, as Ev will be the final boss, the only boss of B, hoping to delay and split apart this duo. As Blue Water need to win this quick. Reinforcements are on the way, and Thea will alleviate the pressure from Ev, who will stay safe, and Ev and Thea just dispatches both. Here comes Battison, though. 1v2 gonna be heard. 40 seconds, and this it's greeted by the crossfire here. Really good stuff from FlyQuest.
Whoever at Spike and Scale towards our right side was a small mistake coming through because Battison should have maybe been vocal something. We don't get to hear the comments, so we don't know, but they should have said, hey, I have a timing. They missed the off shot. I've actually snuck through. I'm able to get a backstab. All they had to do for FlyQuest was to continue to make noise on that B side, but not fully commit into B. Because you saw Battison win that fight. Edith went down over A, but unfortunately at the same time, they've lost the spike towards B, and therefore both players.
Let's play.
And that just didn't allow the lurk to come into fruition for Blue Water. And now actually for the first time we're seeing a lot of mistakes coming through from Blue Water on this map of mine.
There's good pressure from Blue Water, but FlyQuest just usually get away with first bloods. Finally May gets an opener that Blue Water can work with. An Oasis follow-up is beautiful. This is just that back pocket clove that they like to bring out every once in a while, and one of the highest ACS agents that May has. Now Blue Water.
One enemy remaining.
Oh geez, off of May's Odin. It does a lot of yapping. Edith responds. The one shot they needed to hit. Now it's gonna get swung on by Oasis at this back corner. A lot on Edith's plate, and it ends up as a thrifty for Blue Water.
That's why I was afraid of a 32 rounds ago when these rounds could happen. But instead of playing a default from Blue Water, they just decided to say, look, we've changed comps to be more aggressive. Let's be aggressive. And it hit B. And it worked, right? They dashed through. They got the push, they got the trades, and they get the round. Nothing more you could add on to that. They had just over flooded the site. And even upgrading into what? The Odin that we had from the previous round, although not keeping it for Blue Water.
Early pit from FlyQuest. Addison gonna respect it. So the lurk is gonna come back towards, maybe he's trying to get control of Hookah. I think Blue Water do their best when they can attack from multiple angles. They have a Nightfall, so Blue Water can just simplify the round and almost cover the entire site with the ult blindly if they'd like.
They're super afraid right now too. The setup is actually quite nice for FlyQuest. Or you have, you know, this showstopper that stops towards Hookah, and if there's no pressure there, you could get the showstopper back to punish towards the B site. Especially now with this ulti that confirms the hit.
May just like dash past the Seekers. Battison still pulls through. The Nightfall ensues, and Jazzykins is just trying to dog and pressure back with what util she can.
No way.
And Thea just always comes and saves the day. It's insane. Thea's impact in this map, and Blue Water will have to pick up the pieces 2 versus 3. But oh,
Spike down.
just witnessed a murder. Absolute decimation. 6-1 now for FlyQuest.
Again, off camera, I was like, Edith should have the free kill onto the late lurk of the Viper up towards Sands. And somehow Battison wins that fight. A huge impact kill. But then after that, when it comes down to hero plays one more time, Jazzykins rolls back from the first map of the split. A beautiful battle up into Hookah that wins against Battison, that gets the info, a couple more kills, an op kill on top of that into the B site. And they save that round. But also the positive aspect of that from these hero plays that is converted from FlyQuest is that you're still able to now use this showstopper for this round.
Oh, convergent pass with the Prowler. Edith. The come at me bro stance. Rocket in hand. And to put it a stop to this attack.
Yeah.
A 2-for-1 special. You take those. Absolutely.
On my mark.
Unlucky timing too. It almost felt with May jumping forward was like, okay, I am screwed. There's a showstopper that's about to kill me. Come towards me. I'll drop the spike and you could maybe recall. I think maybe that was the play, which is why I see May just jumping up on Sands. Because there's no way you're throwing your life away like that with a showstopper procced up into Hookah. So that's just unlucky. Yet he still savage the spike. And they also get an opener towards the A site.
It is hard to pull off a flawless against this Blue Water team, even when you're ahead by so much. The double swing. Oasis takes the brunt of it. Back with the ult. Dodges the orbital strike place from Thea. That could be enough delay to get reinforcements at least stable. FlyQuest watches from above and on the perimeter, and Edith ready. Reads Oasis like a book. Got a little too antsy once a spike was planted, so Sin is gonna calm things down. But there is a lot of angles that FlyQuests are going to be coming in from. Well, 2 is a lot for me, okay? And Sin is just going to try and play the time. You heard Jazzykins put out a shot. Whoa! Through the box! That was sick from Sin. Can they be heroic? Oh, Edith gets the 4th one of the round, and FlyQuest are still ahead of the game.
Yeah, and it's great here that it's Jazzkin being the sacrificial lamb. Just run, make some noise, tap the spike, bait out where the last player is at. Despite it being good shots from Sin, you saw the group up towards back of spawn. They were expecting for maybe a wraparound or something like that too, so you had to play the bait. And it works out, fall into that trap. Here, look at that replay. So after they fall back, look at... Wait, Mage just started the jump spot and it had the recall. Okay, I don't know anymore. We should have seen that replay. No, I'm just questioning that play, but it's all good. It's all good. 7-1. It's all good.
Okay, besides a thrifty flat
spy again for Blue Water.
FlyQuests are insane.
Yeah.
Yeah. 2 Vandals.
It's not going to be as aggro
Sheriffs.
where they slam at either though, Lemon Q. Either just try to play a default again where it makes sense because you still have 2 Vandals to work with this time around instead of just like Stingers and Pistols. So I'll try to go for picks. Against an Edith op though is a little bit tough, so they're still trying to figure out what their op could be.
Showers is the only lane that feels gifted to Blue Water, and it seems to be the only angle that's workable. It's not been easy though. Just trying to get through A short safely with all 5 intact has been an impossible task for Blue Water. Because B has been a brick wall, as you could tell by the lack of plants that Blue Water have had this half.
I think we're just trying to jump spot for Ev. Yeah, jump spot stall. Armageddon's ready.
Hey, some info for Blue Water to work with, and throw a Bucky amongst all the smokes, and May has thrown the advantage back into Blue Water's court. Did you upgrade these sheriffs into something else, though? We'll find out after. Oh, Hev checks the corner. Must have been a ghost. Must have been the wind. It's Sin against Edith. Knowing that nade. Not too flustered. Still watching carefully for that peak. But time, round feels on Blue Otter's side with the pit invested. Fortressing in the spike. FlyQuest just don't have an in. It's feeling like they want to keep this up for the next round.
Surprised we didn't try to go for the Armageddon from Ev. Maybe they were just afraid because they got marked by the haunt and the tethers might catch them in their iPads or something like that, because I feel like the line that you throw with the ultimate across the line off the front, whoever was playing bench had no choice but to run forward to fight against Ev should that Armageddon go down. And that would probably dwindle down the numbers, get the Viper out of her pit, and give a chance for FlyQuest to fight through the disruption, which they've been pretty decent at so far. But I think because they were already falling behind by like 1 or 2 players from May's entries with the Bucky, they wanted to play the safe side. Try to carry that over to the next round. It was a 7-1 scoreline no matter what anyways. You still have good money to work with. This is probably your last lifeline before you have to go into a half buy, so you have to make this Armageddon work this time around.
It's funny that Blue Water do better with lower buys. Like, it was a thrifty for their first round win, and that one had 2 sheriffs, 2 vandals in it, so... Blue Water, it's something about when the odds are stacked against them that they seem to flourish and clutch up the most at, but one thing is for sure is that Jazzykins will not make this free. Already marking some presence here at B Long. Probably to clear close. I think FlyQuest just play off the wall. It's what has worked with them for them almost every single round, other than clutches that have happened from Blue Water.
The reaction's
sites are
still very
open
good, though. As they prowler up towards Long B, there's still a boombot out towards Showers, right? So it gives the line for Edith to take. So you know right now that Blue Water are not trying to go for a TP play back into a fast hit towards A. So they stack up towards the B site, but then for the sole play of Blue Water, they decide to walk back contact into a main. I don't think you pull this wall up, but Armageddon, because you've wasted so much time, is still very valuable for Ev so far in the back of the site.
When does Ev pull that trigger? You're the Prowler already in U-Haul. Ev, here in May, start to infiltrate this back line, and the Armageddon is pulled. It separates Blue Water temporarily, but will not deny the plant. 13 seconds, though. FlyQuest stuck in the back corner. Maybe relying on some vision here from Edith on the front lines. Now we'll converge here with Ev. Missile's thrown in the middle of the map, and what a shot from Ev! Jazzykins adds to that equation. Blue Water have to watch at a distance and be careful how aggressive they want to be. They still have to play off the spike, but man, it's Blue Water firing on all cylinders now.
Definitely back here, Blue Water in the fight. I love where they planted as well, because there's what, 16 seconds left after the Armageddon gets dispatched there by Ev. So there's no way you want to plant at the same default spot, because Ev still has 2 salvos to work with. So you plant in an unorthodox position, out in the smoke, out in the open, where, you know, you're open to spams from 4 different angles, yet you still get that plant down. It's a high risk, high reward kind of thing, and you make it work. You force the last players to scramble for FlyQuest and win off the angles. So that was a very nice heads-up play on Blue Water with the chaos that ensued for that round. So you tried to use the ult, didn't work out. We talked about lifelines. Nico now that you have for FlyQuest. It's their turn for a mixed bag of tricks, and hopefully they could, if you're a FlyQuest fan, turn it in the same fashion, in the same result as Blue Water has in these lower buys.
Only one Vandal, one rifle for FlyQuest. Seekers that Jazzykins likes to pull out around that minute mark to get ahead of the plan before it executes here. Blue Water. Trying to disrupt Blue Water on the entry. You got missiles, you got flashes, you got everything that can be thrown at Blue Water, and how they mitigate that pressure has been how Blue Water have gotten back on their feet later in this first half.
We get the timing too off the boombot dispatching, so they could start walking up.
30 seconds left.
Seekers might be a little bit too late though.
At least it'll be another hoop for Blue Water to jump through, and May just dashes through it all, but what a lock-in from Edith right in the smoke. Now we'll respect that space. Blue Water have nothing to work with, and despite FlyQuest only having 1 rifle in this half, or in this round, Blue Water falter against it.
I really thought that the Seekers being slightly late, that Blue Water might try to swing in front of the wall just to try to see if they could catch somebody off guard just around the corner, but it's just one slow jiggle peek. One tap in the orb too to guarantee that they have more than one player inside Showers instead of trying to trade off each other. You've been silent the whole round, yet you still want to tap orb instead of trying to play contact and trade. That's a small mistake there for Blue Water. Laura buy that does convert for FlyQuest, and they're having a commanding lead going into the last round of the first half. An up though, at least for Sin on the attack, and they're trying to take down this B control.
Deep smokes give FlyQuest orb advantage seemingly almost every round, but Water been trying to have that punish and to clip Edith or whoever goes for it. Now is the convergent pass right at the front door. But Jazzykins still gets the first blood. Blue Water had so much reliance on May to open up these rounds, and it's hit or miss in the barrel. Oh, that's a choke. Okay, that missed.
It's okay.
Hit or miss. Sometimes it does miss. We didn't see it. Hey, 4v4, exciting. Hey, in the nooks, and you check the angle at the right time, and Jazzykins flashes out. Big trade. Moment for Blue Water. Get back on their feet, and they find themselves on their back, courtesy of Edith with the 3K.
And that I can
Switching
respect.
sides.
The jump across, break crosshair, try to trade through, and unfortunately, Sin just misses the shot. They didn't expect the angle to be so tucked in. Why do you guys have to do that on replays, guys? Come on, Prod. But it's okay. You see, Edith, we get the highlight reel in the end. After winning those 2 fights, it's an easy one for the third one, dropping outside of the smoke. And FlyQuest have a commanding lead now for their map and series point. Remember, this is still a 2-1 series so far for FlyQuest. And if Blue Water is able to bring this back, push this to Abyss, that'll be an interesting map here to witness, because we were talking about it at the desk earlier on of like, man, these 2 teams should be banning Abyss, right? And suddenly it's there.
It's a must-win for Blue Water. They'll have to force in the next round, and you're just... it's desperation. Ain't gonna turn this around. Ooh, but the nerves getting to Melia. Falling to May. Those first bloods. Be big for Blue Water. File back to square one after realizing how empty the left side of the map is.
Surprising, too. They're actually going to try to go for the full re-clear, maybe. Especially losing Melia. You can't get the walls up heading towards short. They were definitely trying to... I mean, I don't like that Ev is there solo towards short with Spike. Yeah, exactly. You could drone up. Yeah, maybe something like that. But it's better for them to stay as a group to hit towards his B site.
Now it's a game of cat and mouse. I mean, which side of the map you're going to end on, and Water trying to meet them halfway, but not fully decided themselves. Looking towards May.
30 seconds left.
We got this close elbow with Avery. First contact. He just spotted the barrel, but the missiles are going to force Avery into a bad position, and Edith will capitalize. And Oasis is trying to trade and does so successfully with the classic, and May emerges from elbow. As Blue just poking, prod their way through, and it's up to Ev versus Sin. And Sin locks on for Blue Water to save themselves potentially in this bind map.
Oh my god, you can both see them setting still, being like, please connect, shot, please connect. And unfortunately, it's the headhunters now from Sin. Switching over to, what, a pistol, I think, running out of bullets. Whatever it was, as chaotic it was, a round coming in for Blue Otter. The execution was beautiful, though. Flushing players out, and then you have those that have high impact with their agents. May swinging out of the smoke to refract. Then Sin moving in towards the end, where they could also TP in these fights. It really throws FlyQuest for a loop. They had to keep a head on a swivel. They almost had it. But Blue Water stay in the fight. Eco run for Fly, trying to get this plant down. And trying to be a little bit more loud at it as well.
FlyQuest have been on the attack in the second round for every map, so they gotta heat up. Dogs doing all the work, barking at Oasis. Get them to disengage from U-Haul. FlyQuest got the spike down in the meantime. Anita, who bought the frenzy this round, gets to just scrap their way through all the chaos of the smokes. Sin will keep firm position in showers. We'll get flanked here very soon from Melia, so FlyQuest, well, be patient for that, and that's not good being caught out like that. And FlyQuest were in these safe positions. Blue Water will evacuate them every step of the way. Melia can just play prevention protocols, but Blue Water gonna flush out the rats and layer up. Blue Water catching up very soon here to FlyQuest.
Yeah, the dogs, though, you said doing all the work. I think that was the most important thing, because not only it stalls the back of the site, it gives you a chance to get the plant in for FlyQuest. It's everything after that. Not taking care of showers, not being aware that showers is a gap, not being aware of how much of your body is sticking out that you're holding positions in. That's both Jazgin and Thea getting caught when they were still, like, what, 5 alive on that pulse plant. Not wasting enough time for Millie to get value off her full wrap back into showers. But it's still a good plant. It allows for them to have a good buy, have full shields again against an outlaw, as Sin used it in the previous round. I guess trying to win this. Did some damage.
Sin with the plot armor gets out. FlyQuest just really needed that kill to get the ball rolling. To try and deny this bonus from Blue Water. I think only had 3 weapons, maybe 4, but Now, no drone, no info for FlyQuest, but maybe knowing that May is close, try and punish this. Right on the escape from the bird. FlyQuest doing well. Shoot well. And Avery, desperate need of a band-aid. Not gonna get it, not having a guy on the team. They heard the TP, so FlyQuest may be exploring alternatives.
Still a nice little sky tech there from Jazzkins, not popping that right away, allowing Edith to get a swing timing out of that, and I think even curves the bird towards the air to try to minimize how much team flashes that could come out of this. The re-swing out towards the towels. Melia reads it like a book.
30 seconds left.
No surprise factor coming out here from Blue Water.
Toxin screen down.
Melia able to calm her nerves too, and FlyQuest just need to close out the map, which is what we were saying even previously, but Blue Water are trying to get the reverse sweep going, and they'll have to start it on a retake. And Sin tried to be cheeky. Melia, a good punish. Aya as well, just quicker to the trigger. These kind of reactions in these high-pressure situations is really how FlyQuest can flourish and have that experience. Be the real tell. Now Avery, not with a really good route to escape. It's really stuck here.
And that's where you're happy you got that spike plant too on that previous round on your eco for FlyQuest, allowing for you to get full util with full shields. Allows Melia to absorb one of the shots from the chamber. And that's not a weapon you can carry over to the next round. You see Avery dying to the spike too, because despite them having a guardian in this round, it's more valuable for them to have a rifle in the next. So that forces the economy to stay quite low for the side of Blue Water when you're already now at double digits of this series point, or map point. Series map. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I get you.
Or,
I get what you're putting
or
down.
FlyQuest. It's been a long cast. It's been a long cast.
Husband, man. This has been a marathon. What an absolute fight it's been between these two teams. Like, starting with overtime. Like, we were already tired from the map one overtime.
Exactly.
Imagine these guys. So, Sin's brought it up to the party, though. Ooh, May. Ooh. The refract just in time. We only saw one, maybe two, if she spotted Edith there. Blue Water have info. It's now FlyQuest that have to assess, and ooh, just hearing that up, the recall from Sin towards B Long. Kind of just a default though for FlyQuest. A lot of space being given to them, even through showers. We'll see if Oasis wants to take that engagement or just fall back to the corner. What level of risk does Blue Water bring to this when they have to double their score? Right. Avery taking a seat after hearing the flash. The satchels, the punish from May is incredible! And just striking down the wings of the duelists, but Thea emerges here from the showers, and that's something for Blue Water to consider, while also keeping their focus on the stack that is towards short. Nev breaks through, and FlyQuest step into the arena. And Avery has nothing left in the back pocket to deny this plant. Now it's about teamwork, but there's a gap on the right side, and Pattison addresses it at the perfect time. The Armageddon in the picture here from Ev. It's Blue Water. 2 versus 2. Teamwork. U-Haul swing, no. FlyQuest just in the corner. Oh, the wide swing catches it off guard. It leaves it for a final showdown.
No way.
Avery tracks. It's messy, but it gets the job done.
I was just about to say this is like probably the first time we're seeing true value out of showers from either of these teams in terms of timing lurks on the attack. Thea gets the backstab for the late showers control, but then somehow in a post-plan scenario gets chaotic once again. And in the face of adversity, it's Blue Water that pulls out on top. First off, great util to slow down that push on that side. But that Armageddon thrown by Ev should have been a free kill right here. How did she lose that fight against Pattison? It allows Sin to swing out because Ev is focused on that trade. It's a free kill from the op on the top of heaven, and then you run out of bullets because you were so forced to swing out and trade against the opera, and it's just luck, lady luck on the side of Blue Water for them to convert that round. Thankfully, another buy is still available for FlyQuest. You hear the total false coming out here on the defensive side, and they are looking to pop through as soon as this smoke dissipates.
Blue Water don't usually go for these close fights, so Sin dissipates. You're not expecting someone else to be there. High value plays for Blue Water, but the trades are ever so stronger from FlyQuest.
We just
Stoic as ever.
away.
Now the site is open for the taking.
Now they plant, and they kind of have to be spread out here in the post plant for FlyQuest because you have the convergence path from May available here. You already see Ev rotating, getting very far back here so that they could get value off the one salvo remaining. Edith also has pain shells. They're actually in perfect position here to avoid the convergence path.
That gets the orbital strike, so you can play delay, or you can just say, Edith, go kill. They will do just that. May has the dash and disengage, and that'll be conceding the round now to FlyQuest, getting up to 11. Almost to the finish line of our kickoff championship.
I wonder what happened there, too. I'm pretty sure it was Oasis grouped up with them. I don't know if they had one smoke remaining or whatnot that was refreshable for them to drop, but to walk contact back into main with no util behind kind of opens up an easy kill for the first player playing under the window of Hookah, and then you can't really get any value at all with the convergence path. So yeah, as you get caught off guard with FlyQuest players walking up here towards long, you still try to rush through and go for instant trades, and you kind of threw away your huge advantage that you picked up in the very beginning for Blue Water. And look at what it turns into a buy as a buy now for Blue Water. The op save from the previous round. Sheriffs across the board with what, a bandit? Oh, 3 sheriffs and a bandit, yeah.
When the orbital strike onto 2 players, May had to dash out, and it's 4 HP. You don't get that kind of value these days, but May slapped 1 before getting slapped herself, so FlyQuest will get a plant with still 4 intact. Huge ult from Thea to open up this round to maybe get to match point here very soon, and Oasis jump scared by the shorty. And the dog becomes the hunter, spotting at least 1 at the back site. You gotta applaud the guts that it takes for Blue Water to pull off the plays that we talked about for the last round, to bring out a new composition against the vets of FlyQuest that have been able to figure out how to counter it.
Now I could say it. Match point, map point, series point. But how the hell did that ult get value? Because you're not playing a composition for FlyQuest where you're throwing an Astro Star and stunning or grab welling at the bench. You're not playing any fade to try to like seize with the orbital strike. Was that just a blind ult that just catches 2? That's insane. No way that I got value out of that. Maybe it's just a constant read and the pressure that came in from Blue Water is talking about pressure. They want to push down towards short. Hail Mary play.
I've got your trail.
Hail Mary for Blue Water, hoping their prayers get answered. And the real answer was the Seekers thrown out from Jazzykins to alleviate some of that pressure. You got kind of split from that encounter. Now 3 being sent from FlyQuest into showers. You'd be thinking that orbital strike was enough to condition Blue Water to take a seat, take a break. And it's May and Avery working off of each other. And May, still at an injured state, comes out on top. Get the saturate, enabling Avery. But it's still Thea with the heroics that keeps the spike still in hand of this offense. And you need a big play to come out of Oasis, and swinging out a U-Haul confirms that kill, leaves Melia out to dry, and Blue Water still got lives left.
That was kind of sick though from Thea to meet up with her teammates and to save for these trades. Unfortunately though, they've lost so much of the timing from their early aggression out from Blue Water that the rotate was already there for the rest of the defensive side, that they were still able to anchor up for the short lanes. No opportunities for FlyQuest, were thin towards the end in terms of all of these trades. There was, what, 2 players left alive trying to find their own fights, and Now Blue Water needs 5 more rounds to try to push this into extra innings. Not available, trying to push Sin out of her line and already aggro. So much pressure. Conditioning being held by FlyQuest in showers at the beginning, and it works out.
Well, it was written on the wall, and now Sin's all over the wall. FlyQuest breaking in, and man, Oasis steps up to the plate. Hopes to disappear. Just didn't think they had time to get back in the U-Haul. There just was no one else there. FlyQuest get a plant. Now was flashed to the back site. Now, Oasis can't get back into the fight. Nightfall for Avery. 1 versus 4. It's all over. From Blue Waters to Dead Ones, FlyQuest fly high as your kickoff champions.
Big congratulations to FlyQuest Red.